Welcome back to today's video. Today I will be sharing with you how you can regulate emotions and resolve conflict with your partner. In today's video, I will be sharing with you some simple and actionable steps that you can take to start calming down and grounding yourself when you are feeling heated up. I will also be sharing with you how you can reduce vulnerability factors so that you can be more resilient and manage stress more effectively. And lastly, I will be sharing with you how you can incorporate mindfulness in your day-to-day life so that you can start having a more respectful and intimate relationship with your thoughts, emotions, and body sensations. So let's go ahead and dive right in. So today, I will be sharing with you some of the ways that you can regulate your emotions. Now, what's really important is to have an understanding and a curiosity about your anger. What is underneath your anger? This is an important question for you to ask. Anger is a secondary emotion. It is a safe emotion and really doesn't get down to the bottom of what is really getting triggered and touched upon. So it's important that you get curious about your anger and really see what's underneath the anger. Is it hurt? Is it sadness? Is it rejection? Is it loneliness? Embarrassment? Humiliation? Overwhelm? Shame? Guilt? By beginning to explore what some of these more vulnerable and softer emotions are, will allow you to get in touch with your own vulnerability and start to have compassion and empathy for your own human sensitivity, and being able to communicate some of those softer emotions with your partner, as opposed to the protection and disconnection that anger creates in a partnership. So anger allows us to get in touch with our raw spots as well. What are those deeper wounds from childhood, those triggers, those hurts that are getting stirred up in your partnership that really come from a childlike place that makes us want to throw a temper tantrum? Those places that needs weren't met, or support systems weren't there or as responsive or engaged or as available as we needed. When we start to explore and journal about what these key areas are, we start to get in touch with the solution to our wounds. Rather than just creating more woundedness from our wounds, we actually can start to become empowered and to set ourselves free and heal from these deeper, more hurt places. This allows us to free ourselves and allows our partner to be part of the solution and for ourselves to be part of the solution too. By becoming intimate with ourselves, this opens up a space for us to have empathy for ourselves and ultimately for our partner to understand us better and to be more sensitive to those raw spots and triggers. Some ways that you can help ground yourself by incorporating this awareness is journaling, being able to take a step back when you're activated. Start getting curious about what your physical sensations are. If you're noticing tension in your body, you can actually relax those muscles. If you are feeling frustrated and you want to move forward, maybe I would suggest taking a step back and breathing. Being able to go for a run, release some of that pent-up energy rather than just reacting on impulse and having no self-control. Being able to have self-control, to breathe, to listen to music, to do an opposite emotion such as laughter or focusing on something that is pleasurable or fun. Being able to reach out to your support system as opposed to just reacting. Being able to breathe, be in nature, calming yourself down will allow you to be more intentional and conscious with your emotional state so that you aren't just creating more damage and then feeling guilty as a result of it. So these are some helpful tips to help calm you down. Next, I would like to share with you how you can reduce vulnerability factors. Vulnerability factors are those areas that can make us more sensitive to stress and cause us to be more tense and angry if they aren't managed properly. A way of reducing vulnerability factors is to address these key areas. The first is getting adequate sleep. Not too much sleep, not too little sleep, but just the right amount of sleep. Also, the food that you eat, your diet, making sure that you eat foods that are healthy, that give you energy, vitality, instead of eating too much or too little, or eating not the right kind of food. Being able to be attentive and conscious about what you put into your body will help also to reduce your vulnerability factors and help increase your resiliency to stress. Another thing that is important is to incorporate more pleasure and play in your day-to-day life so that you have joy in your life, that you're able to take breaks and feel free in your mind and in your heart and in your body. Getting adequate exercise, helping to maintain your mental and physical well-being on an ongoing basis is key. Another important thing is being involved in your community or connecting with your social support system. Another factor is to reduce toxic intake of chemicals or drugs or alcohol, and reducing the amount that you are ingesting will help also to reduce your vulnerability factors. And lastly, to be able to build mastery in those areas that you would like to develop more competency, those areas that maybe are challenging that you would like to develop. So building mastery increases your self-confidence and self-esteem in being more skillful in those areas in your life. Lastly, I'd like to teach you mindfulness. What is mindfulness? Mindfulness is about being presently aware non-judgmentally. And we can become mindful of our emotional landscape so that we can be effective in our communication with our partner. A way of incorporating mindfulness is being the observer of your thoughts, being the observer of your feelings, and being the observer of your body sensations, rather than just having no self-control and reacting to our thoughts and feelings and body sensations unconsciously. By being the observer of your thoughts, feelings, and body sensations, you start to have a new kind of relationship with your emotions. Instead of responding so quickly, you are more aware. Instead of trying to push your emotions away or getting consumed by them, you just are allowing your emotions or thoughts or body sensations to come and go as though they are waves in the ocean that rise and fall and that are temporary. If you can start to look at your emotional landscape as something that is temporary, that comes and goes, it will allow you to realize that you can actually manage it more effectively. By returning back to your breath and focusing on your breath and being present and having more of an observer relationship with your thoughts and feelings, this will allow you to be able to be more present and conscious with how you respond to things that come up in your partnership. This will ultimately allow you to feel more empowered and capable of managing your emotions and being able to ultimately resolve conflict with the one that you love. So just to recap what we covered today, I shared with you some of the helpful tools and tips that you can start incorporating that can help you get in touch with what is underneath your anger and also identify and explore what some of those deeper triggers are for you in your partnership, as well as all the different ways that you can help calm yourself down and regulate your emotions effectively, reducing vulnerability factors, as well as incorporating mindfulness in your day-to-day life. Stay tuned for the next video where I will be sharing with you how to incorporate more pleasure and play so that you can keep the spark alive in your individual life and in your intimacy relationship with your partner. I look forward to catching you then.